Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Trending in Studios. I'm your host, Ben. Today we're going to be talking about Morales' return to The Walking Dead, Season 8, Episode 2, The Damned. Well, first off, guys, I think that it wasn't simply fan service, but I do think that obviously that played a part in it, but I don't think that was everything. I think they're going to make it relevant. I'm not totally convinced that he's going to have a long-term role in the show. Obviously, I would like that, but I'm not convinced that would be the case. I think that his return is meant to kind of mess with Rick a little bit. Is the question is he really a villain or is he not? And I know it's assumed right now that he's a savior. I'm not sold on that because he referred to them as the saviors. He didn't refer to them in a way that would mean that they were his group. It almost came off like maybe he's part of a group that works for the saviors, similar to either the Garbage People or Alexandria before, Hilltop, the Kingdom, and Oceanside, and probably more groups. That's kind of what I think maybe what Morales is in. Another question is, does Morales or did Morales lose his entire family? Is he by himself now, or are his kids or wife um are they still alive? Obviously, he has two kids. He has a son and he also has a daughter. And then he left with his wife too. So are any of them still alive? That's a good question. Uh, I'm gonna just purely guess right now that they're all dead, and maybe that's part of his bitterness. Maybe in a way he blames Rick, which would make sense because Rick and Shane as well were willing to take him and his family with him. So if he chose not to go, then that would have been his decision. So not really sure uh, what where they're going to go with this, but part of me thinks that they're all dead and that he's going to blame Rick for it. Um, is the thing is, if he lets Rick go, obviously he would be in trouble with the Saviors. But I'm not sold that Rick gets captured. It's possible if they go away from the comics, Rick could get captured, and right now, which would probably mean Daryl gets captured as well. But I'm not. Again, I'm not really sold on Rick being captured. So I almost think maybe they're able to talk it out in some way, or Daryl comes from behind and knocks him out, and they take him with them. Uh, there's a lot of ways this can go. But again, I'm not sold that he's a savior because he referred to them as the saviors, like in a way that it wasn't his group. He said the saviors. He didn't say like the rest of us or we. His wording didn't imply, at least to me, that he was actually with the saviors. It just implied that his group worked for the saviors. But then why would he be in the compound? And there's a lot of reasons why he could be inside the compound. So who knows what that means exactly? Who is Baby Gracie? Um, you know, is she tied to Morales in any way? That's going to be a really good question. Is the guy that died, is he tied to Morales in any way? Was that one of his like really good friends? That's a really good question. Um, I think that Morales is going to play an integral part in the next few episodes. I hope he's not only in one episode and then goes away. I hope it's a longer role than that, personally. Um, for anyone who doesn't know Morales or doesn't remember Morales, I am going to play a real small clip right now, and then after this clip, we will get right back to it and talk a little bit more about Morales. But real fast, let's remind the viewers who Morales is, because I watched a lot of reactions and it almost seemed like people only remembered his name because maybe they had read a spoiler. And I read or saw a few reactions where people were like, he didn't look like Morales. And yeah, he did. He looked like the same person. So I'm going to show the clip right now. And I also have a clip what he looks like uh, way over there. And you can look at it. I'll have them side by side and be able to look at the picture compared to the video. You'll see and you'll be able to tell it's the same person. So let's go ahead and roll that clip right now.
Listen, man, anything at all, you gotta hit your horn one time. That'll stop the caravan. We're not going.
We have family in Birmingham.
We'll take the chance. I gotta do what's best for my family. You sure? We talked about it. For sure. Policy's half full. Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Channel 40, if you change your minds. Alright. You're not Atlanta PD. Where you from? Up the roadways. Well, officer friendly. From up the road a ways. Welcome to the big city. Told you I'd be back, didn't I? I thought we had lost you folks for sure. How'd y'all get out of there anyway?
New guy. He got us out.
You got it.
Yeah. Crazy Vato just got into town. Hey, helicopter boy. Come say hello.
Well, guys, we are back from that video. As you can see plainly, that's Morales. If you remembered the first episode, you knew exactly who he was. You knew what his backstory was. You knew exactly what was going on. You weren't confused at all. But I understand a lot of people haven't watched the episodes as much as I have probably, and they probably haven't seen the first season in quite some time. I go back and I watch the show quite often. I binge watched it with several people. I've gotten a lot of people into this show. So even recently, this past summer, I watched it with my cousin Avery. Before that, I watched it with my girlfriend Thuza. I have gotten numerous people into the show. So I personally know a lot about this show, and when I saw his face, I knew exactly who it was. I didn't need to wait for Rick to say your name is Morales. I knew it. That's not bragging. That's just explaining why I knew it, and I totally get why some people, did not. They watch a ton of other shows, which I do too, by the way. I mean, I watch a lot of TV shows, like binge watch style, not really on TV, but binge watch. But that being said, I don't expect everybody to have the same kind of memory as I have. So I was very excited in my reaction. Maybe it didn't come off that way, because even though I wasn't spoiled that he was for sure returning, on Facebook the day before, I saw from a Walking Dead group that I'm a part of that claims that they don't do spoilers. There was a post about, is Morales like returning, and it was if you wanted to, like, you could click on it and read like the article, and I did not click on it, but just seeing that, it said like confirmed, in quotes next to is he coming back, and so while I didn't know for sure that confirmed was real, it still was enough to, when I saw him, I wasn't like, oh my god, which is unfortunate, because had I not had any kind of, if I didn't have any hint that he was going to be there, I would have really marked out. But because I had heard a little bit about it, my reaction was tame. I do genuine reactions, and I saw some reactors that I could tell, and I'm not going to name names, but I saw some reactors that I could tell had heard something, at least, that he was coming back, and then the reactions were way overplayed, like they were intentionally overselling the fact that Morales was there. So you'll never get that from me. If you ever see me react like, oh my god, oh, like that, if you ever see me react that way, it's going to be genuine. And I will react that way when I'm generally surprised or into something. But I'm not going to ever act over the top, because to me that's fake. And I think viewers can typically see through fakeness, maybe not right away, but over time, if you keep doing it, they will be able to tell that you're being fake. So I just be me, and that's what you get. So I'm glad to have Morales back. I don't think he's going to be back all that long. I hope I'm wrong on that though. At least till the end of the season, at the very least, if not longer than that. I got to make another video about my predictions, and I got to do reviews still for the last episode. So I got a couple more videos to make, guys. So I'm going to cut it off right here. But I am glad to have Morales back. I look forward to where they go from here. Is are Rick and Daryl going to be kidnapped? Is Morales good or bad? Is he a savior? I have a feeling we'll have some of these questions answered next episode. All right, guys, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next time, guys, on Trending in T.I.Studios.